men's senior team, John Keister, for the official announcement of Leone Stars squad versus the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Of course, it will be preceded by his own thoughts around technical preparation. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to everyone again present. Acting General Secretary, Deputy AD. Thank you very much for the opportunity again. I think it's always important that we speak to the nation through the press when it comes to the national team. Again, it's very important that the national team belongs to the people of Sierra Leone, so they need to know. We don't need to start not getting them the information going into a very important match. Again, I want to say thanks to the Acting General Secretary because we requested training going into this match day 5 qualifiers against Nigeria. Obviously, we have a league that is running, but we've had to ask permissions so that we start training with the boys in terms of our preparations, looking at the local based players, and that's what we've done. Again, we're looking at the local based players, we're looking at the foreign based players. We're trying to make sure that as a technical team, part of the technical team, we do the right thing, we make the right decisions. We're not always going to be 100%, but we're going to try and make the decision that will benefit Sierra Leone in whatever we do, and that's what we do as a technical team. Yes, we have a lot of challenges, but for us, we're very, very optimistic going into this match. Again, I've been into one of these scenarios before where we came across Nigeria. I was part of that team. We never had a chance. Everybody thought at the time Nigeria had the better players in the world, playing at higher levels. But we came back home and we went there and represented Sierra Leone in the best possible way, and we managed to get a result. So for me, that's where I'm looking at, thinking with everything that was going through, we're going to go there and represent Sierra Leone. I've always said that. Again, we're not here making excuses, but we have to be very realistic around what we have. There is a group of players that we've looked at, and there's a group of players that obviously we're bringing in. We're looking at the home-based players as well. But before we go to that, again, looking at the availability of players and the players that are not coming in, I think it's important again that the supporters or the punters know exactly what it is. So it eases out whatever we get going into these matches. Again, we start with the players that we want to bring in. We've looked at Issa Kalong, obviously again unavailable. I think with Issa, it's obviously going to China. I think that's been a very difficult, football-wise, a very good move for him, but in terms of coming and representing Sierra Leone, it's been very challenging in regards to going and coming, so he's unavailable. Alex Bangura, again, we know the situation going back into the last 2 matches that he wants to break away from the national team pending his club and his future and other personal reasons. We respect that and wish him good luck. Hopefully in the future, he'll come back and represent Sierra Leone. Sule Kaikai is going to be unavailable for personal reasons. Again, we can't really judge that. He's done very well for us, but there are times when, for personal reasons, he can't. Jonathan Mosier as well, we're going to miss out. He's just been asked to take some rest with a little bit of knee injury as well. So, again, hopefully he'll come through that because he's a young boy that's doing well for us. And we wish him good luck, whether he has to do surgery on that. Alassane Kuruma, who will know as well, the twin boy, he's suspended 2 bookings, so we're going to miss him out as well. And then obviously Steven, who has had surgery on his knee, but we're going to bring him in and assess that because I think he's very, very, very important for us as captain and one of the centre backs in there. So we're bringing him in. On the flip side, there are a few that we've put together. We've looked at players that are active, and we're looking at that with the home-based players as well because the league is going on. I think it's important that we recognize that if players on the outside are not doing as well as we feel they should be doing in terms of minutes or whatever it is, I think it's important that we look at the home-based players. It's very, very important that we do that. And I think, again, going into Liberia, we'll probably have more percentage of the home-based players going in terms of the foreign-based players. So for now, preparations are not bad. We're doing well. But what is important that, like the Acting General Secretary said, we're transitioning to bowl tomorrow. We'll start our preparation in bowl. Babadi has given us the opportunity through the FA and the NSA to go there and train. I think it's important for these home-based players as well. Knowing our predicament, we'll take them away, in an environment that they can focus, and it will give us more as a technical team to make correct assessment around positions as well, which is very, very important going into these matches. The players that we're missing and the players that are coming in, we've got to be very careful around the partnering players at home that we're working with to make sure that we get it right before we go and approach Nigeria. So on that basis, we're very happy that the FA is giving us the opportunity to transition into bowl, and we'll start working bowl tomorrow with the local base. And on the other side again, every single one of the foreign-based players that we bring in will have to come through to Freetown. We'll come to bowl, we'll train in bowl, and then we'll make the transition to Liberia, be for the friendly and the AFCON qualifier as well. We need to do that. I think we need to bring some of these boys home so that they have a feeling of what it is and how important this is for Sierra Leone and Sierra Leoneans. So on that note, I just want to say thanks again to the Acting Secretary and the ED. And we're looking forward to transition to bowl. We're looking forward to the match. Thank you very much. Okay, now we're looking at the foreign-based players. The foreign-based players, again, we've looked at positionings and needs in terms of what we have availability, and that's what we're bringing in. We're bringing in Mohamed Kamara, obviously the goalkeeper. We're bringing in Alusain Koroma, one of the twin brothers. Mustafa Bundu, we'll bring him in. We're bringing in Augustine Williams. We're bringing in Rodney Michael, Emmanuel Samadea, Augustus Kagbo, Camille Conte, Alaji Kamara. We're drafting in Idris Kanu, Stephen Coker, and Daniel Francis. These are the 12 that we're looking to bring in. Again, from now to that, we never know, but hopefully they can all be in a clean bill of health, and we bring them down. We'll work together with the local base players to try and build a stronger group to go into Liberia against Nigeria. And we're looking forward to that as a technical team. The local base players, yes, we have a list that's traveling to Bow because we need to do a bit more work around that. So the 6 days prior to us traveling or whatever it is will give us a lot more idea around the ones that we think or we feel, can come in and do us and help us in regards to what we're showing in terms of positions as well. We're taking Ibrahim Sisse, goalkeeper, Donald Kamara, Fatmata Kamara, Abubakar Samura, Ishek Kamara, Juma Ba, Edward Fona, Alpha Ture, Prince Barry, Bello Ila, Abubakar Barry, Joseph Cleveland, Abu Dumbuya, Saidu Ba Kamara, Mohamed Kaba, Saidu Fofana, Daniel Karim, Fobi Thomas, Bali Kamara, Santigi Sisse, Abu Kome, Musa Kamara, Bure Kuroma, Emmanuel Ansumana, and Lamin Conte. This is the group of home-based players we're going to transition with into Bow. We'll be joined by the foreign-based players, and then we'll make a decision around the final list that will go into Liberia for the qualifiers for 2 games.
Okay, thank you very much, head coach. Ladies and gentlemen, just so that you know, as you heard him rightly, for the home-based players, it's a provisional list, basically. The final list will come out as soon as it's time to leave Bo and travel to Liberia. Did I get that right?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. So it's now time to hear from members of the 4th Estate. To please put your questions forward. Make them clear and straight to the point as usual. All right. And just so that you know also, we're going to avail you with the list as soon as this press conference ends. Of course, it will be published, but then it will also be made available to you guys that are here. All right? Okay. We take the first question. Yes, sir.
Yes, John. Yeah, I have to publish the final list.
Sorry, could you please say your name?
Musa Eskama is my name. I work with Democracy Radio. With regards to the home-based players, you've just read out the final list for the foreign base. Why still provisional on the home-based players? That's one. And with regards Rodney. Rodney has been called twice. He has been called twice, and he was unable to play due to injury. Now he has been called again. How sure is the technical team that Rodney is fit this time around?
Okay. Let's just take one more and then we'll go for the answers. Yes.
Esther Marie Samoa, SLBC. The one I don't, it's going purely whether for Dr. Soare or Elder Benson, either of the two. Yes, want to know the budget for this qualifier for Nigeria. And secondly, I don't know if I got it clear, but I did not hear Ali's name, Nzozi of FC Kanyon. If he is not part of the provisional squad for the home base, I want to know, especially when he happens to be the current leading goal scorer.
You'd like to know why?
Yes.
Okay. Can we take answers, please?
Okay.
Budget. So, the federation cannot give a definite quota for budget to the press, because what is very clear is that we do a budget and we send to the government. The government will look at what from the ministry standpoint and NSA, they review and send the review budget to finance, and finance we in turn review before coming out with the final budget. So should I name any amount here, it will not end well. I'll be quoted on SPW that the acting general secretary said it was 10,000 leones, but when ministry posted it's 12,000 leones. So that means they wanted to eat the 2,000 leones. So to avoid that, let's wait until the Ministry of Finance puts out their press release in terms of money given to ministry and FA to run this particular match, or two matches if you like, the friendly match, and that's against Nigeria.
Doc, would you like to say something, or you?
Well, almost on the same page.
You go with the response.
Because
okay.
definitely the owners stop at the desk of the Ministry of Finance.
Okay.
They will normally issue out their own release after approval that we've given this amount of money to NSA for Leone Stars, SLFA, so this is what we're giving them. Normally and usually they do publish their own.
So we have to wait for that.
Let's just wait so we don't get things mixed up. These are figures.
Okay. You'd like to do a follow-up? Okay. I think he wants to do a follow-up.
Mr. Deputy Director,
Yes,
the last three previous matches, we didn't see any press release from the ministry. So how sure?
Which ministry?
Finance. So
I
how
don't
sure?
I don't work for Ministry of Finance,
So how
is
sure
that
are we
question
that
for them?
after the review, they will issue a press release?
It's a pattern they started. So the onus is for you to ask them why they not continue. Maybe it was just a
But the NSA too usually.
no, we've never come with a definitive figure when it comes to
No, in
budget.
terms of press release.
Press release, no, because we are not the final gatekeepers. The final gatekeepers when it comes to budget are the Ministry of Finance.
Yeah.
So that's the implication. Thank you.
Yeah, because it is not everything that is
Proposed
by SLFA and NSA
that's why
that
it is
is
budget.
eventually, approved by.
No, that's right, after the review.
Yeah.
Yes.
After the review, they also review. They will tell you that government is focusing now on elections. So you see, maybe it's going to be trimmed down. But as I said earlier, the governments, at least, they are very much interested in the results of this match.
Yeah.
So
Right,
for them,
so-
it's part of the electioneering.
Okay, so let's go over to the coach for his response.
Yes, Musa, talking about provisional squad for the home base. I think I mentioned before I started that we need to work around the group that we feel is going to represent us in Liberia. If you listen to what I mentioned, I said positionally, we have challenges. I think it's important that we take these boys, especially the local boys, it's not doing them any harm. We're home, into bowl. We look at them in regards to playing friendly matches and see what partnerships will work in regards to the different positions. And we can only do that by taking everyone in. Now we're getting challenges around players coming in and coming out. We're preparing what if the ones that we're bringing in cannot come in? but we're really preparing these boys now, because we have to do that. We're in a situation, you know, where we're positive, honestly, because I think the boys that are coming, they will come and do well. But again, if we miss out on Steven, we need 2 centre backs. We've only got Lucio. So I need to look at another one in terms of coming from a different club, pairings. We need to look at backup as well, just in case we don't have that. So these are all the work that we need to do, taking us into bowl. We can only do that with games and games and games. It's important, again, looking at our midfield, looking at the fullback positions. I've got 2 fullbacks in. You know, again, there's challenges there. But we have to make, we have to look at options. So the only way we can do that is take a group into bowl, and we look at friendly matches on a bigger, better surface, and see the players that have got the temperament to rise up to that level. And that's why we're doing that. On the Rodney Michael situation, football is part of that. Injury is a part of football. He's doing well, he's playing well, he's getting a lot of minutes. But again, if he was injured, he cannot. But if he's right, then we've got to make sure we bring him in. So that's what we're doing again. So with that, it's touch and go, that's football. It's part and parcel of that. And then,
didn't he play in the second invitation? He played the second match.
yes, it did.
Against Algeria.
In the first match. He played the second match.
Again,
Yeah.
with the Aline Zonzi situation, I'd rather the club and the agent, you know, sort that, administrative side of it. We want the boy to come into the national team. I don't think there will be a coach out there that can see a player that's scoring goals at this moment in time, and we don't want to bring it. I think sometimes that's where we've got to be reasonable. The club and the agent have to sort out the administrative side around that, and we're ready to accept the boy to come in and be part of what we're trying to do. So that's as far as I can go.
So okay, so if you say that, that means there's an issue.
What's the issue?
Well, that's why I said the club and the agent will solve the administrative issue. Once that's cleared, then we're ready to bring the boy in. Until then, we're waiting for them.
In other words,
So-
it's part of his plan.
Yes.
Yes, the boy is strongly part of his plan, but there is a little bit of administrative issues surrounding the boy that is barring him from participating, you know, in this upcoming match. It's administrative, it's purely between the club and his agent. So if you'd like to know more about that, you should go talk to them. All right. All right. Thank you. We're saying to participate in the national team. We're not talking about league. Somebody said, but he's playing in the league. He can play in the league, but he has issues that is barring him from participating in the national team. Okay. Let's take some more questions, please.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Good afternoon. I'm Alhaji Mansari. I work for Afri Radio. John, your previous meetings with the Super Eagles, you had a 4-all draw, a 0-0 draw, and the 2-1 defeat in Abuja, and of course you faced them again. And this time around, according to the players, it seems experience-wise, you're having big players missing. Are you worried facing the Super Eagles at this time with most of your key players absent? And the final question has to do with Mr. Bao, the secretary. Can you guide us around the actual budget that was sent? Because I know there is a budget you are looking at. Playing in Morocco was different, and playing in Liberia, of course, has to be different because of the arrangements and everything. Can you please guide us around the figure that was sent to the NSA, because we want to know where we stand. We know previously when you guys are going to Morocco, it was a little bit different in terms of expenses, and now we are playing in Liberia. Can we have a guide on what was sent to the government of Salem for assessment or for review?
I think that question has been asked, and we give justice to the question. Would you like to say something around that?
There are questions and incidents. So, for the purpose of the question, I want to repeat myself. Maybe at the time the first person asked, there were only 6 viewers online, but now I have 12, so 6 additional persons who do have that information. Because he knows the answer. But my guess is that he's asking the question for the attention of the public. And let me answer the public. So again, we have a responsibility to prepare a budget and present to our line ministry or supervising ministry for the attention of government. particularly the Ministry of Sports. What we put out is never what will be approved. We know that from the moment of preparing it, but we have a responsibility to do it. They will look at it and look at where to add or where to subtract. So, to repeat myself, I cannot. The FA, I'm coming. Interestingly, we are not on Afro Radio. Yeah, so we cannot go back and forth. That is the armed security I have here. We cannot state exactly what we requested for the purpose of clarity, because at the end of the day, what will be approved with what we will put out to the public.
Would you like
Thank
to
you, sir.
go
Yes,
for-
it was just a bit on